What if you were to only eat from the Reject Shop for 24 hours? What would you be eating? Let's find out how it goes. My wife Janine went to the Reject Shop and she bought things for me to eat for 24 hours, and that's the rules. So let's have a look at what she got. Okay, so for breakfast we have Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops cost $2. For morning tea and lunch we've got this Moccona Ice Brew, which is 65 cents. We have a lot of pretzels. 500 grams of pretzels, that was $5. Obviously, I'll probably not eat 500 grams of pretzels today, but we'll see. We have cupcake mix, which still have to make. That was $2. We have some Nerds, like a multi-pack of Nerds. That was $2. And for dinner, we have some pinto beans. They were $1. We have this sweet corn, chipotle, and lime, which I've never seen before. So that should be pretty good, and that is $2, and that is to put with this for dinner. 5-pack of mee goreng. I don't think I eat all 5, but that was $2. So that's it. So that's from the Reject Shop, and yeah, they have an okay selection, but all prepackaged. And the total is $16.65 for a day's worth of food from Reject Shop. So see how we go. This is a typical breakfast, which is oats, dried fruit, and some chia seeds, flax seeds, with some milk, nut butter, and cinnamon. This is a typical thing that I have at work. 4 or 5 pieces of fruit with some nuts, some bread, and some spread. Typically, I like to have chai or cocoa as a hot drink of choice. And sometimes what we do is have some soup with some beans and potato just to fill it out a little bit. Sometimes from a packet, sometimes not. This is a good example of what we love to have for dinner, some nachos. This was actually done in our van. And this is the dinner that we had the other night, which is 2 veg and gravy and plant-based meat. It's pretty nice. So breakfast was Fruit Loops, and I probably had, if this is a percentage, about that much worth of the Fruit Loops for breakfast, and obviously there's none left. Janine had the rest. Usually we don't eat like this for breakfast. Usually we have oats with chia seeds and dried fruit and that sort of thing. The only exception with breakfast was we used some of our coconut milk, which we had already in the fridge. So that's the only exception with today's challenge. So these are some of the snacks I'm having today for morning tea and lunch. Still have to make up these, but that's okay. To start with, I'm just gonna get into some of these pretzels and a bit of this iced coffee, and some Nerds. Not bad. So this is what's left of the pretzels. A lot. I had quite a few, but they're so salty. And the nerds, I had a couple of like handfuls, but I've had like a sugar overload just from the nerds and from the cupcakes. But all the cupcakes are gone. I had most of them, but a fair bit in the packet. So much more sugar than I'm used to, having the nerds and the cupcakes in the same day. I gave a couple of cupcakes to my dad and a couple of cupcakes to Janine as well. So it is the day after doing the 24 hours reject shop food only challenge. And in reflection, it was not very healthy. And in fact, I got a massive like sugar headache yesterday from eating those cupcakes with the icing. I only ate like probably a quarter of the icing and about 80% of the cupcakes myself. And I had this hectic headache last night, so that was pretty bad. I think that less sugar would be better, but we usually eat much less sugar than I did yesterday. I'll show you what I had left over. So the pretzels were $5, and I probably had 50 cents worth, if that, of pretzels. So we have heaps of pretzels. They're just super salty, so I don't have much at a time. We have one pack of mee goreng left. I got 3 packs for dinner with the beans and the salsa. And I think this was actually the most hearty meal. It had some protein with the beans, a bit of tomato with the salsa, carbohydrate with this. But I mean, I don't know how healthy the sauce from these is. So that was probably the most satisfying meal as far as nutrition goes and filling goes. And the salsa, I've still got about half the salsa left in the fridge too, so that was good. And we have heaps of nerds. I have like half the nerds left. We usually have things like this in moderation, so it'll probably last us a few more days. So the food that I finished eating was the coffee drink, which was gone pretty quickly. That was pretty small. That was 65 cents. The Fruit Loops and the beans were the other things that were eaten completely. So there's still a bit of leftover food. So we didn't actually spend $16.50 worth of food in the day, but the leftover stuff, you couldn't eat all those pretzels in the day. So in conclusion, you can eat reasonably affordably at the reject shop. It's not very healthy, but it is actually all vegan, all of this stuff. So there you go. That was a day of treats and too much sugar, but it was good to try.